Hey guys, so today I figured I'd kind of just share with you guys a little bit of a reflection on my spring break. So if you didn't know, I went on spring break. It was now about a week or two ago. The reason why I haven't filmed this earlier is you might have seen in one of my other videos, I lost my voice, so I actually haven't had a voice in a really long time. I didn't go on the typical beaches and bikini spring break. I actually went on a service learning trip down to North Carolina to help the victims of Hurricane Matthew. So pretty much all we did was we drove down there from Michigan down to North Carolina. The first day was kind of just, well, the first day that we got there was only about a half day, and it was kind of just relaxing, like getting all set into camp and everything after a 16-hour car ride. The next day was kind of a free day on our own, so a couple of friends and I went to Myrtle Beach, which is actually in South Carolina. It was about, I think, an hour and a half to 2 hours away. And then the next 4 days were working days, and we actually ended up leaving on, I think that was then Friday night. We left Friday night and drove back, so we got back to Michigan, I think it was Saturday morning-ish. But I kind of wrote down a little bit of what I wanted to talk to you guys about, but nothing too specific. The first day that we went to the beach, it was 5 of us who went to Myrtle Beach, and it was pretty much, I'm trying to think how to explain it. It was just a handful of us. I had no friends going on this trip. Like, I just kind of signed up for it on my own. I didn't know anyone else who was going on the trip. I met one of the faculty, I think like 2 weeks before I went on the trip. I met with him in his office to kind of just talk about what this trip was and everything before I signed up. And he was the only one who I knew before going on this trip, so I didn't know any of the other students. So on the drive down there, people who I was driving with, I became good friends with them, made a few other friends once we got to camp during that first day, and then it was the 4 of them and me, so 5 of us total, drove down to South Carolina and went to Myrtle Beach. So that was kind of just fun for me. I've gone to Myrtle Beach a handful of times before, so it was nice to kind of see other people's reaction of kind of seeing the ocean and everything for the first time, and just kind of stuff like that. Because for me, I spent 2 weeks one summer, and then I think another time I went down to Myrtle Beach for another full week, so I actually knew the area itself pretty well. Like, we just went to the boardwalk, so it was kind of nice to go there. For me, I'm not really looking around and everything at what is there, because I already kind of know what was there. I found it a lot more interesting to see kind of their reactions. That was just the first day at the beach, and then got back. So that for me was just really interesting to see, kind of something that I'm used to growing up with, to see other people who haven't really, I think 2 of them haven't seen the ocean before. So that was very interesting. It was pretty cold, so we didn't actually go swimming. I think all of us kind of dipped our feet in the water and kind of just stood on the beach for maybe 20 minutes, but we didn't actually go fully swimming. The next thing is kind of what we went down there for. It was for volunteering. It was quite interesting. In a sense, it was what I was expecting it to be, but at the same time, it wasn't. Originally, when this trip was kind of created and planned, we were gonna go down and work with Habitat for Humanity, but when, because that was, I think it was originally designed in the fall, but Habitat for Humanity ended up not getting the funding it needed for the project we were gonna be working on. So we still went down there and we just worked with various other organizations down there, and it was pretty fun and interesting to kind of work with them I don't think those organizations were exactly prepared for 20 college students to come down and volunteer, because I think at one of the organizations, what they were planning on doing with us for the entire week, we got done in the first day. So I kind of just learned a lot about kind of just the planning aspect and how you have to kind of plan how things are gonna go. I don't really know how to explain it. Pretty much just one of the classes I'm gonna have to take for my major is to kind of prevent the problems that we encountered there, to where we have all of these volunteers came down, but they didn't have anything planned for us to do. So when nothing is really planned for us to do, to where we don't have work to do, we kind of feel very useless, and like our efforts were wasted, because we go down there and most of the time we just kind of were sitting around waiting for people to tell us what to do, because we didn't want to jump on a new project that we saw because we didn't know with a lot of it if we don't want to go and start clearing out this house, when in reality it might just get knocked down, to where it would be very pointless for us to go in and clear out all of the trash when the entire house is just gonna get demolished. So that was pretty interesting, but it was still really nice and fun. The last day we ended up just working at the campsite that we were at, helping the guys there. So I legit helped build a bridge, which was kind of fun. We were just putting down the flooring on the bridge. So it was, again, another really simple job to where pretty much anyone can do it. It was nice to be able to be there to help them out. The next thing is kind of just the downtime on the trip, because we did work. We woke up and were on the road by about 8, 9 a.m. every day, and then we got back to camp at like 4:30, 5 o'clock, took showers, had dinner at 6 to 6:30, and then after that we just had a bunch of downtime. Lights out were at 11, so it was really nice. Like I said before, I didn't know anyone going on the trip, but a lot of the people who went on the trip are people who are in my major. Okay, my battery just died and it's about to die again, but I'm just gonna try and whiz through the rest of this. But pretty much with the downtime, it was just really nice getting to know other people and connecting with them and kind of just networking and all of that jazz. But pretty much overall with the trip, is it worth it? For me, it definitely was. I loved meeting new people, traveling to a different part, just being able to help out with other people who really needed the help, and kind of just all of that. It was lovely working with people, and I think it was definitely worth it. It was only, I think the total trip, including the money that I spent on the trip for food and everything, came to less than $400. I think it was close to like $350. So for me, it was totally worth it to have a spring break, to kind of just go somewhere, get away from people. Another thing to mention, I didn't have any cell phone service or internet or anything for the majority of the trip, and when I did, it was very spotty. So it was kind of nice just to be able to detach and not have my phone going off or constantly checking my phone or anything. I was kind of prepared for it when I went on the trip, knowing that I probably won't have it, just because with my cell phone carrier, I have very spotty service when I'm not by a big city. So I kind of knew that ahead of time. But yeah, it was just an amazing trip for me. I am definitely looking forward to doing it again, whether I go on the same trip for spring break, probably to a different part of the country is what they're looking at doing for next year, or just doing a different kind of service learning trip to where I just get to travel somewhere. 'Cause like you guys know, I absolutely love to travel, so being able to travel, even though it was still within my same country, it was just amazing to be able to travel some and really help out with other people. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. It means the world to me when you guys subscribe. But yeah, leave me a comment down below of something you've done for someone else, because I'm really curious to find out. But yeah, I will catch you guys later. Bye.